Hello, Chris.piehota here. Quick common sense check. Hit a few items and see where we are in the country as far as common sense or lack thereof. First item here, individual is born in Pakistan, and he was arrested in the United States for a plot to shoot up a university, allegedly. These people came to our country looking for help and a better life, and we gave that to them, and this is how we see them behaving. The barbarians are already inside the gates. We invited them here, and they came. And now our law enforcement and intelligence community organizations have to figure out who these people are, where they are, and figure out a way to keep America and its community safe. Terrible situation. And I fear there are a lot more people like this person. Next item. Our national leadership, and I use that term loosely. We don't understand the world we live in anymore when we have people like this individual.
Was this self-defense, and how do the rules of international waters?
You have people like this gentleman who make statements like, people on a boat carrying cocaine are not a direct threat to the lives of service members or Americans. People die from cocaine. People get addicted to cocaine. It ruins their lives. I don't understand how our national leaders have become this disconnected and moronic. Let's play the video.
And how do the rules of international waters play into whether this was a war crime?
Yeah, in my opinion, no. This is not self-defense. And no matter where you do the strike, if it's not self-defense, then it's illegal. And look, I have a lot of sympathy for the general idea that when we send our service members out into combat, they got some very difficult decisions to make. When you look at what was going on in Iraq and Afghanistan, and you're stopping someone, do they have a gun? Do they have a suicide vest? Are they a threat? When you're in the middle of an insurgency with roadside bombs and car bombs.
We are in the middle of an insurgency of crime, of drugs, of drug cartels, and of international organized crime gangs and organizations that the United States government has designated as foreign terrorist organizations.
Bombs and all of that, even in the aftermath of the Afghanistan pullout, when we had that suicide bomber kill 13 service members and hundreds of people in Kabul, and we did that strike against a car that we thought was a threat that turned out not to be a threat. I have some sympathy for that. But people on a boat in the middle of
these elected leaders are clowns.
The Caribbean carrying cocaine are not a direct threat to the lives of our service members or Americans.
That is unreal that man elected to be part of our national leadership feels that way. I am disgusted and stupefied. Next item. Another one of our national leaders. Let's see what kind of nonsense this individual is pushing. When you have a guy saying that criminals smuggling illegal drugs into the U.S. are they're not narco-terrorists. They're just people trying to make a living.
One of the factors that drives use in the United States and is demand. And most narco traffickers are not in those boats. They pay people to do that. And usually people who are not significantly involved with narco trading. It's the way they make money.
These people know what they're trafficking. They know what they're doing. They're driving speedboats. They know the danger. And another one of our elected national leaders wants to look the other way, take that liberal, extreme liberal view that these are just people trying to make money. We will never survive as a society with people like this in charge of the country. All right. I thought we were getting things squared away in the military, but maybe still have some work to do at the Secretary of War level to change the culture and practices. However, this individual, hey, rightfully proud. Got a promotion to lieutenant colonel in the Army, Kenyan-born officer. Great. She's wearing the cloth of our nation, our Army uniform, yet still has to harken back to her Kenyan roots. Can't be proud of just being an American soldier, an American military officer. And I don't know. I think in an informal setting might be okay. I don't know. Just shows the splintering, the continued splintering of our nation and its people. So just common sense, I'd say scale of 1 to 10, we're at a 2. Have a good rest of the week.